Okay, folks, here we are Wednesday, April 14th, ART 21002, and we're going to, I'm going to present this video plum tutorial. And you will have, if you're looking at the screen there, you'll have 2 weeks to do it. So I think what's going to happen in reality is I'm going to present it here, and then I'm going to review it next week because it's adding a whole bunch of new stuff. And then you're going to have to do it, and it's due for the following week. And then you'll have a bunch of questions, and we can review it, the tutorial. So that's kind of the goal, because I know that you're going to be working on this week. You're going to be working on this project 3, but you'll have a chance to take a look at this, maybe get it started, and then we'll pick it up again next week. So that said, I'm going now to go to, in your folder is tutorial 11 video assets. And by the way, there is a PDF in here that that if I just go to open that up, I can go to tutorials. I think. Loading. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Why? I don't know why that's not working. Try again. That was the first time that this didn't work for me. Try this. This. Tiny URL. Oh, wow. First time it didn't work. Of course, it doesn't work when you're trying to present it. That's what happens. Where else do I have this? Maybe I come back to it. There's some tutorials here, and it explains the how to do the timeline in Photoshop. I'm going to come back to this because right now that's not working. LinkedIn Learning. I'm going to try it. Before I come back to it, I'm going to try it because I have it. I have it somewhere else. Oh, I have it right here, and I'm going to see if this works. New story. No. Uh-oh. Sorry. Login issues. Login instructions. The same thing. Now this works here. So I just clicked that link and I went to and picked any one of these. and I continue. This should have taken just like a minute. And then I go to, this is LinkedIn Learning, Photoshop. You know, and there's a whole bunch of these. There's a whole bunch of these. And I reviewed this one here. And so you can, it'll tell you how to do it. But of course, the link has to work. And if you don't go to there, I could just go to Photoshop. Everybody knows how to do this. And pick one. Beginning timeline animation. Oh, that's great. It gives you information. So anyway, that's that. If that doesn't work for you, it's in your folder. Then there is other stuff here. There's the same thing. Okay, I did not spend enough time on that. This is the timeline. This here is image that's in your folder, and it just gives you the timeline in a layout as an example. But the one that is really valuable is instructions for timeline. I made this up, and there it is, coming at you right here. And if you print that out, you can get some tips and have it in front of you. You see. Like that. And you can actually, when you get stuck, you can look at it and see what's going on, where you need to find your solution to your problem, because you will have some problems. And here's this, watch this video. Here's a video up here. I'm recommending you watch it. And that here's some, this is new media comes in as a video group. These things are we've got to figure out. So I'm going to go now and I'll put that over to the side, and I'll start test. You have all of this. Oh, open with Photoshop. Let's see what I got. I haven't. This is the first time I've been through this since last semester, so I got to see what I got here. I can't remember. Here is my layers, and you're going to try to match this. But I have to. The first thing I have to do is go over here to Workspace and go to Motion. By the way, there's a 3D module in Photoshop as well, which we're not going to go to. And there's the Motion one. And these are just various setups for if you're going to do web. Okay, you're going to do photograph, painting, motion. We've been working on essentials, but you do have these other areas where it changes it. And this is for video. Looks like this. And you have, what you have here is a timeline. And of course I can go option and make that smaller. And let's say I don't want properties to show properties. Let's say I want to float, I like to float the layers, or maybe, that's not what I do. Layers, there's a button for layers. There it is, floating layers. And these layers will correspond to what's in the timeline. So I've got William Carlos Williams right there, and I have Eaton right here, and I can scrub this timeline, and you can see that how things come in and out on it. And then I have video group 1 here, and this is video group 1, and I can close that up. It's like a folder, which you have in Essentials, and I can open it up. And all of these are smart objects because they have to be smart objects because they're to work with the timeline. And so that's at the beginning. So I'm going to scroll up down here and see. This is the background. It goes the entire movie. This is, and these little arrows open it up and close the what's happening here on the lemon roll. It's a position opacity style, and I'm going to scrub it. If I hit my paste, I've got a play right here. This is just a test. It's not the final, and I'm just showing a test. But look, we'll run the whole thing through just for fun. I guess we'll see the timeline work too. This little guy down here makes that timeline stretch out or bring it in really small. Let's just see what this does. This is not the final. Okay, that's the goal. Is that, no, that's not the one. I don't think I have the final at the ready right now. So I'm gonna go, I'll bring this back and scrub it a little bit. Lemon roll. This is so that's not the onion starts first, but you can see it's not in the stacking order first. Well, I've got something else here. I got the eyeballs off. It's not the stacking order. So they don't necessarily correlate. There's an onion. I mean, the onion could be down here, but it doesn't have to be. And the reason why it isn't is because when I made this, I made it like you're doing your montage, inventively or with intuition to move things around. So the stacking order, of course, you got to have the onion shows first, and then the next thing it's going to show is I scrub it here. Is that apple roll? There it is, the apple. So what's happening here is that there's a transformation. This here is transformation is scale, image, no, I forgot, edit, transform, scale, right there. That's the scale. And you set a key here, and it scales it down to there, but I have an opacity going on here. That right there, oops, it moved it over. Well, it doesn't matter. That right there, opacity is 100, right up here. And you set a keystroke, and the opacity there is down to down to 0, 27%. 0 opacity, and you can set another keystroke. Then what happens? Oh, the fabulous clipping comes in. And that clipping is right there. We did this with the gorgeous birds. This, there's the clipping. And if I go and hold my Option key down and unclip it, there is the tomatoes without the type. It's underneath. So I'm holding my Option key down and clip it again, or layer. It's up here. I just use the keystroke. Layer. Where is it, anybody? Layer. Small. Group layers. No. Anybody know this? I showed it once. And I can't find it because I always use the keystroke. The keystroke is that. And there, it's clipping this type to that layer of tomatoes. Layer. Release clipping mask. There it is. I'm going to come up here and find it again. Create clip. How come I couldn't see that? All right. So we got that. We did this in Gorgeous Birds. And then we're coming down here to, what's next? This is, see, I got this background going on the whole thing, just to have a background, like the background. We're coming to scale on the apple. There's the apple up there. The apple scales smaller, scales wider, bigger, and then the banana comes in. There's the banana. Let's see, that banana pops in there. Not so great. So right there, I'm going to go and put a keystroke or a key and take it down just to fix it a little bit, just to demonstrate. And then I'm going to move it over here and bring that opacity back up. And it'll automatically place another key. Now we've got a nice transition. So we've got to learn how to do these transitions. Spacebar. Yeah, that's better. And I've got it twisting as well, and that's the transform, is the twisting. And then the up here, I have eaten this transform here is the type moving up, or you can see, you can actually read it from top to bottom. And I did that, Logan and Jana, I did that movie of your art show using this in Photoshop, just like this. So, and that turned out pretty good. And here's the opacity on the you can see it fades in here. That little transition is always nice to have a transition. So there's also a right over here is fade, crossfade across two layers, or one layer with, oh, here I can do it here, I'll demonstrate. Here's a crossfade right there. Let's do it right here. You gotta have your imagery on one timeline layer. So if I could do this crossfade down, crossfade, place right there, there you see it comes up. Let's see what happens. You see it? You see it. You see that's that right there is that apple coming in, soft to hard. That's a rough presentation. An introductory presentation. We've got crossfade. I can clip, split it to playhead. So if I wanted to split this, oh, I gotta be on it. See on the egg roll. Split it. That cuts it there. I don't know why I didn't do it a second ago. There's some little glitches in here that oh, right off the top of my head I can't remember. But if I come across it, then I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by the time we get to the next week. But there, that splits it. Or you can go Command Z, undo it. Splits it. And what is this? Resolution 50. That'll make this run better. I got it at 50. And it doesn't the timing is, you have to kind of render it to see how it actually works, because it goes slower on the while you're working on it. So if you want to see if how your timing is, you have to render it. So let's go over here and start a new one and just see how. Let me check right here to see what I got. I'm going to go look at my instructions, and Photoshop Workspace, Motion, open new file, 1280 by 720. So I'll do that. New file, pixels, width 12. This is kind of standard website, by 720, and I'm going to put it on a. It's going to be motion. It's going to go on the internet, so it's going to be 72 pixels per inch, RGB, white, create. I can create a video timeline like that. I can come over here and here's the audio track that comes later, and add new media. And I'm going to go over to my video, and what do I start with? I'll start with the onion. Open. Now the onion, I created that timeline, and there's the onion. I really want, and because it's in a video group, and I want that on its own timeline. This little green, by the way, is the cache in the computer. So when that, and it's reading it for the first time, and that'll slow it down. But after it gets in the memory, it'll then go faster. That's what that little green line means. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull it out. I think I'm going to pull it out. Pull that down. Yes. There. Boy, that was hard. There, you see it made a new timeline. Now, I don't need this white. I could have it there. Or I could say I want to fill in. Well, let's fill in with black. So edit, fill with black. Okay. There I got my background black. I have my, it comes into the onion, and I'm going to open this onion up, and I'm going to, oh, here is the deal. This is why you have to have a, I don't have a transformation here. Like the position, opacity, style. I need to scale this, because that's what happens on the onion. So I'm going to scale it. So I got to make this a smart object to scale it, because the smart object allows it to be moved. Smart object, convert to smart object. There it is. Now I open this up. I have transform. So what that onion really is existing in the file on your computer, which is to say, you should take all of this folder and not try to do this video from the box, because the box is you know, in New York City in the machine. You should take this whole folder and download it so you have it on your computer, because then you're not waiting for all these images to be come across the, you know, go to the satellite and back. This onion is on your machine, and the smart object says, I'm addressing this file and representing it here, and that allows you to make it move. That's the concept behind it. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to transform, and I got a big onion, and let's say I want this to be longer. That's opening up my timeline. Not, and you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna go, but that's how that works. Not I want this to be longer. Now I'm guessing, and you're gonna answer your guesses by running it and seeing how long it takes and adjusting it as you go. So there's that transform. Now I'm gonna go up here and see if I can get this to work. I'm option scrolling out, edit, transform, scale. That's Command T. And I'm gonna oh, I don't have to shift anymore. I can just go that out of scale right in proportion. And option scroll back up. I'll put it in the center. And I'll scale that down. And hit return. And there's my automatic key that came up. And there it works. All right. All right. And here is opacity. Opacity. There it's going to be out of 0. Oh no, that's going to be at 100%. And over here, it's going to be 0. Let's see how that works. Beautiful. It works. Now I can see this is that green line right there. That means it's the cache is loading up. So the next time I do this, it should go quicker, because this isn't really, this is 1 second is what that is. Let's try that again. See if it goes faster. Yeah, see it's going faster now. Oh, I think I want to do this. I don't want it to fade off that slowly, so I'm going to go stop that. And I'm going to put another keystroke right there. And I'm going to go, instead of make that 100%. And now I'm going to scrub this and see if it's, yeah, see, so that stays then at 100%. And then right there, it's at 100%, then it fades out. That's a better fade out. All right, so that's working. So let's do one more. And let's see what my test is. Excuse me, I got a test. So that's an apple apple. So I'm going to come over here, go to my untitled, and go back to there. And open. There's a number of ways to do this. Place linked. Let's see if this works. Apple. Place. Yes, there's an apple. Or I could get it, then I gotta hit return. Or I can go add media in a open. There's the A. I don't know if that was the very next thing, but that's two ways to do that. Right here, new video group. Right here, place linked. This is linked to your folder on your desktop after you download all those, all that fruit. And now I got an apple roll. Got an apple. Oh, is that apple roll? Oh, this is a video right here. So it's an egg roll. All right. By the way, I came up. This was I did this in quarantine, and I wanted to do last year. Last March, I made this, and I wanted something that you could do at without having to go anywhere. So that's what that is the beginning of this. I'm gonna put a crossfade on that, and of course I can make this go bigger. And see if this works. This apple needs to be scaled up. Edit, transform, scale. Just so it doesn't, I'm covering up the background. And then again, I can come up here and do a fade. And that's a fade in. Now I could have done that with the video group with the opacity or a fade in. This is what's happening now. And I could actually move this over, see what's going on right there. And that fades in. So that's working pretty good. Move that over a little bit more. So it's a timing thing is what's great fun about this, is making it time correctly. And then the apple, and maybe that apple is too long. So Oh, takes a little working with this to make it work. So, make it move. That's what I wanted to do. I had to get that pull it. I had to pull it apart, and that broke the fade. So now I can come back here. Let's see if this how that runs. I think it should be even. I'm guessing until I render this quickly. Crossfade. Grab and drop that down. Now let's see what happens. See, it's that clip is underlapping this and it's crossing over. So okay, that's good. So let's do this. Let's try this. And oh, I can move this, make that smaller. And bring this up. I'm gonna render it now just to see what it looks like. And we need it that long because this is just a start, and I think it's enough of an introduction. I'm not sure. I'll ask, but let's go here, and I'm gonna come down here and render it untitled test B. Then it's going to be Blender animation frames. No, that's not where I want to go. I want it to go to, I'm doing another animation using Blender, and that's an entirely different topic. Oh, I'll just put it in this folder. Choose and test B. And I can leave all of this the same. This is the frame rate, 29.9. I can leave all that the same. You can change it, but we'll just leave it default. And that's the start frame, and that's the end frame. It's all frames. Render. Let's see what happens. It shouldn't take long because it's not very big. So, meanwhile, anybody have any questions? Blank out there. Andreas, how you doing? Eleanor, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Is this interesting to you?
Yeah, I haven't done anything like this, so it's cool to see how to do something new with this.
Okay. Did I explain everything clear enough here?
Yeah, I think so. And there was also like the instructions, so I think it'll be helpful.
Yeah, that's this deal here. You know,
Right.
that if you look at that, it says uh, it addresses in real concise ways or information where these things, you know, how they work. It's not all that hard, but there can be kind of some tricky stuff that I stumbled through here. As you can see, sometimes you got to do it a couple times to make it work. Now I'm going to go over here and see if I got this somewhere. And there it is. So let's open with QuickTime Player, see what we got. That was that black frame I had in the beginning. Now this is going pretty slow. So maybe I want to go, see, I've rendered this and I want to go, I want to try it twice to see if and that was it. Let me try it again to see if it loaded in the cache and see if it goes faster. That's that black frame, which tells me that's way too long. So it's still slow, so maybe I want to move that timeline up. You need to be able to, you need to render it to see how it works, because it doesn't, again, it doesn't work that fast. That went pretty well. But of course, you're doing the timeline. And so you can decide yourself how fast or slow you want to do it. I wonder if I could, I didn't get the, this might be the final one. I didn't get this loaded up in this class, so I'm checking it out for the first time right now. Let's see how this works. So that's our goal for the tutorial. Of course, you don't have to do it exactly, but I'd like you to try to use all this stuff up. And that was not the final one, but because I put music to it. I put music to it. Williams Plum Plum. This is the PSD. And that's what it looks like, my version. I think test, I think we looked at that. I got to find a temp. I got to find the file on it. Yeah, we already did that. I had that already. So we get the idea, right? I'll find the final one. I don't know quite what I did with it. This is yours. This is what you have. This is I had a whole bunch of stuff. Video assets. There's some, this onion is because of the scale, I didn't want to scale. If you remember, I scaled the apple with the background. I wanted to scale this with the with nothing around it, so I could put the background in. And to do that, you have to isolate it. This is for you, and I'm going to do this just for fun to show you how to do this. If I was to go, when you do your own video, you'll have may come into a situation where, and I don't need, where we've got to get rid of the background, and this is how you do it. And I'm going to go to my workspace essentials, so I just get rid of the timeline, and I'm going to go and use my my object selection tool and just do that because it gets it perfectly quickly. And then I'm going to do my keystroke Command J. There's my apple without the background. That'll allow me to scale it without black. I could put something else behind it. And I'm going to save that now as a ping. And that ping will keep that transparency, which is right here, transparent. So when you pull it in, it'll just be the apple. So I'm going to tell you about that. And then I'm going to stop, if that's all right. Unless you have any more questions, because I understand that everybody's working on their montage, and so I wanted to give an introduction without going any deeper into this than I have. Is Chase, how you doing out there? Is that all right with you?
Yes.
You got any questions?
I feel good for now. Thank you.
Are you going to have any time to try this out, little experiment?
Yes. I'm going to probably have this recording up while I go through it as well.
All right. I'm not asking you to. I'm just asking you to try it out, and then next week we'll go and do another demonstration and go and review it, and I'll go further and longer into it and do a couple more things that I'd like to see you do. Chase, is that all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Kevin, you all right out there?
Yeah, I'm okay. That's interesting.
All right. So there's no other questions. I'm gonna if there's no other questions, I'll stop today right now. How's that sound? Tiffany, what do you think?
Sounds good.
Oh, okay. So yeah, finish your montage. We're gonna look at that next week, and then we'll review this timeline. Figure it out. See if you get stuck somewhere, so we can address where you get stuck. Okay, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good week.
Okay.